Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Gray, and I want to welcome you to week 2 of CWI 101. I hope you got a good start in week 1 and have gotten everything done and have been productive. As of this afternoon, which is Sunday, about 12:30 p.m., I see that about a third of folks have not done the week discussion yet, which was due Thursday as an initial post, and then responding to other people's posts today. And that same number, or possibly more, have not started the Pathways assignment. Now, I fully expect more of these to come in this evening before tomorrow, but understand that in some cases with these discussions, you are not going to be able to wait until Sunday to make a post. And that was very clear in the instructions and very clear in my week 1 video. So be sure you are staying on track. The last thing you want is to get into week 2 and have a bunch of zeros. I go in on Tuesdays and fill in zeros for assignments that weren't done. If you need to make up assignments, you need to let me know ahead of time what the situation is. It needs to be a documentable emergency, and I need to know before the assignment is due. Don't come up to me Monday morning and say, I didn't have time to do this assignment Sunday night, because I'm going to tell you that perhaps you need to manage your time a little better and not wait until Sunday night to start on your work. So be sure you are giving yourself enough time to get everything done. Be sure you are giving yourself enough time in case there is an internet outage or some kind of power glitch. Internet outages are not a reason for late or undone work. That is not a documentable emergency. So just know that. If your internet goes out at the house, go to the library, go to the CWI library, go to Walmart, they have Wi-Fi, go to a restaurant, go somewhere else to be sure you get your work done. And I know I'm preaching to the crowd here, because to the choir, I'm sorry, because those of you who are not going to need to do these things are already watching the videos. And it is people who don't watch the videos who end up having the problems. So just leave yourself enough time to get your work done, okay? And don't forget to come back at the end of the week and respond to those discussion posts. Now, week 2 is going to be a little different, and you actually are going to have extra time on your discussions. But I want to go into the first things that are due in week 2 that are due by Thursday. You have 7 chapters to read this week. And after the first 2 chapters in your reading, and all this can be found under modules and module 2, after the first 2 chapters, you have a reading quiz, which the computer will grade. And after reading the other 5 chapters, you have another reading quiz, which the computer will grade. These are not long tests, they are quizzes. All they are doing is checking to make sure you read the material. If you read through it pretty good, you're going to do fine on these. You're going to do fine. And those 2 for this week are due by Thursday. So get your reading done and get those quizzes done. Now, due Sunday, you do have a discussion. And with this, you are going to be looking at career options through a state site, and also through another website which has a Japanese name and has like 4 domains of career choice. And I looked through it, and it looks very, very interesting. This is the first semester we've offered this particular website for you to go through and see where you fall with your career choices. And your discussion is going to be about, um, what is your discussion going to be about this week? Let's see. Time management and personal knowledge management. I'm sorry. The stuff I just talked about is your pathways assignment, and that is due Sunday. Your discussion this week is going to be on time management. Now, this is something that a lot of college students come to school not knowing a lot about, or they say, I'm not really good at time management. The book this week gives you some terrific tips. The textbook does for time management, and the discussion has you separate your time into doing three things with the 168 hours you have in a week. So for the initial post, you're going to have to write on all three of those things. You don't need to worry about turning in a time log with the discussion. Just be sure that you cover all three areas and that your approximate number of hours are correct. Very, very important. And I know some of you work full time while you're going to school. My hat's off to you. It is really difficult to be working full time and going to school full time, but I know people do it every day. So, if that's part of your routine and part of what takes up those 168 hours a week, please put that in there and answer any other questions that the prompt asks for in your initial post. That is not due until Sunday this week. You also have to respond to at least one classmate by Sunday. So you can go in and knock out both of these things at once. You can turn your discussion question, your initial post in early so other people can respond to you, however you want to do it. So the assignments that are due Sunday are your discussion, initial post and response, and your pathways assignment. Turn that in the template, in the little booklet that it gives you. If you don't want to do that, you can turn it in on separate paper. That's fine, but it needs to be one or the other. Don't link out to it. Please don't link out to any assignments for me ever. And just get that in there as an uploaded Word doc. So that'll be sufficient. I am really impressed with the way the majority of you are doing things or have done things in this first week. I will grade your week 1 items by Friday. I will probably do some grading on Wednesday and the rest of it on Friday. So it will be done within the week following week 1. I technically have until Sunday at midnight of week 2 to grade your week 1. It'll be done long before then. So don't worry about that. And if you find that one thing is graded Wednesday but the other isn't, understand that I will probably come back on Friday and do that. Because in addition to teaching these classes, I also have a full-time job. So I have to do that first and work in my grading on days when I'm not so busy, and those days happen to be Wednesday and Friday. I can't think of anything else. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you need to reach out to me for any reason, please do. If you need to reach out to our embedded tutor, please reach out to her. She can help you. If you're struggling with a pathways assignment, having trouble understanding directions, don't know how to write as much as what is being asked for, all of those things she can help you with and more. She is not going to give you answers to reading quizzes. You got to read that and do that on your own. But she can help you with lots and lots of things, including managing your time and keeping up with the assignments in this class. So reach out to her if you need to, and she will probably post a video announcement tomorrow on Monday. So let's have a great week too. Reach out to either of us if you need anything. And I look forward to seeing everybody online. Bye-bye.